Alright, today we're going to show you how we do plasma energy pads. And there's all kinds of materials you can use to make your pads with. And I generally will use paper towel. This is a sturdy type of paper towel that comes in half sheets. And so what you can do with these paper towels is you want to soak them, and some people like to soak things with a syringe, and they like to get things nice and damp. So I would just take some of the station water and fill the syringe, and then I would simply put the water all over the patches. Okay, that's one way you can do it. Now another way you can do it, this is my spray bottle of Plasma Energy Station water, and it came from this station. And what I'm going to do is I can just soak these right here and let them dry. And if you have the room, you can set up a whole table full if you're going to do a bunch of them. Now there's also another way to do that, and I do this with the ones that are damp anyway. I'll put them over a hanger, and let's say I just wanted to do, as you can see, it's a lot easier to hang a damp towel than it is a dry towel. So just go ahead and spray them so that they're completely saturated, and then you're just going to hang them up to dry. And you can do this with your station water. If you have, let's say you have some of the cold remedy and you want to share that with somebody else in the family, then you can do the same thing with the cold remedy. Now the only thing I'm going to tell you is if you're doing several things at once, figure out how you're going to mark them, or mark the hanger, or when you're looking at all these dry paper towels, you're going to wonder which one is which. You can even put a little ink marking that would just in a corner that could be ES for Energy Station. Okay, and then I just find a place to hang them where they can hang. If I'm in a big hurry, I can turn a fan on them and get them dry quicker. But I'll show you that I've got, here's a whole package of some that are all ready that are cold relief. And then I have another package of them that are ready to package, and these are called Energy Station pads, so it was made from this water. Okay, now another suggestion that we had from one of our plasma energy scientists is to take dinner napkins, because they have a nice finish to them, and they're a little heavier than the paper towels. So here's the size of dinner napkin, and what I've done is I've cut it in half. Okay, now we're always doing, remember with these pads, we're doing 3 to 1, so there's going to always be a set of pads, and there's always going to be one side has 3 parts to it, and one side has 1 thickness to it. Now depending on where these are going to go, if this is going to be, say, on someone's back, maybe you want the whole length of that. If it's going to go on someone's picture, then what you're going to want to do is you could fold them this size, and then you can wrap them in the plastic. You can also make them, you could take this size to start with and get your 3 thicknesses, but you could even fold it over like this and have the greater and the lesser, the 3 parts thicknesses and the 1 part thicknesses that you just carry with you. So if you're traveling, you've got this, and you can put it on a bottle or a gallon jug in the back of the car or whatever, so you don't have to travel with the station. You can travel with the station energy on here. And I want to repeat, and I do this often, that the energy fields, when we tested for them and we did dowsing on them, the energy field was the same for this size, and for this size. In other words, when we doused the energy, it was over 30 feet on all three of these. So size doesn't mean more in plasma energy. Size just means what's convenient for you to use. Now, another thing that you can also do is you can use cloth. So here's something that's cut out about the size of a lunch napkin, and I would basically take, and honestly I would soak these first, and again just use your spray bottle. It's a real easy way to do it. And this one's already, I had this one already for the three parts. So again, you would just spray all this until they're soaked really nicely. Now, if you're doing a lot of patches or you need a large volume, this is where you can take a cup of water out of your energy station and put the clothing in your washing machine and wash it. This could be your sheets and towels. It could be the shirts or t-shirts or something that somebody wears that you're trying to address a certain issue to make things better for them. So all you're going to do is just get everything soaked up, and if you have the room, like I said, you can let them dry on a table and let them dry overnight. If you're more challenged on space, then what you might do is just do what I'm doing here and hang them up. And the only thing I'll suggest is do one run at a time. In other words, if you're doing the plasma energy station water, do that. And then when you're done with all of those and they're all packaged and put away, then you can do the next run. So in other words, when I did these plasma energy station pads, I did not do cold relief at the same time, because as you can see, they look exactly alike, and there's no way I would know. So now that you have them, we're going to say, well, no, you know what we're going to do? We're going to use one of my actual already done pads so I can show you exactly what we're doing to package them. So, all right, now this is a thickness, as you see, you've got 4 squares here. Okay, so what we've done here is we've cut off one of the 4 quarters here. So this is going to be our greater pad, and I'm just going to fold this in half and smush it down there. And this is the thinner half. And then what I do is I just take these food storage bags and cut off the nice zipper that they have. And the reason I use these is I like the consistency, the thickness of it. It's not too flimsy, and it's not too stiff to work with. So then what I do is I put each of the pads, and something I want to emphasize right here, these pads are totally, completely dry. When you go out and look at information on the internet, you may find that people are doing these in different ways, and a lot of people send out wet pads. I don't do that, because if you don't have a little bit of copper oxide liquid plasma in your mix, you may get mold. And we have pads that we have used. I'll try and demonstrate that here. I've got pads on my legs, greater and lesser, and I've been using those for well over a year. So they just, if the plastic around them gets a little worn and tired, all you have to do is put the whole works in a new plastic bag, tape it shut, and you're good to go. Alright, so you've got these in either side of your patch now. And just to make things a little easier, I'll Scotch tape down this fold on either side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I make little labels that just are, place these on either side of a pitcher, and it has just some brief instructions. And then I can take a pen and I can write cold relief, or I can write plasma energy station, or I can write anxiety relief, and then I'll put 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. So that way you know there's a set of 2 pads. And then all you have to do is take your plastic bag here and take your scissors and cut those, and then fold that one over. And I just get enough of a piece of tape on here to hold the fold in place. And then what I'm going to do, okay, now those are held down. Now I want all the edges to be taped down. So I'm going to use packing tape, and my suggestion is go find the medium price packing tape. If you use the packing tape that's the least expensive, it can reduce you to tears if you're like me. So you probably want to skip the cheapest one. And then you're just going to go and wrap so that there's no exposed edges on your patch. Okay, so just make sure that you have enough tape on here if you think it's going to get a lot of wear and tear. Now when you have both of these taped together and they're ready to go on your pitcher or your station, whatever you want, all you have to do is put them on either side. And you're just going to take some tape. Okay, so here is the finished version. Of course you're going to have a much bigger container, but this is just to give you the idea. The pads are on either side. If you'd like to find out a little more about this, you can go to our website, plasmaenergysolution.com, and there's one page that says how to make the patches or the pads. So go to that page for more reference.